Good morning, cowgirls and cowboys. Beautiful morning this day after Christmas, especially out here in beautiful Panama. Right? I am between Costa Rica and Argentina pretty much most of the time. But I'll dip out to Europe and I'll dip out to Asia, right? Because an adventure, life is supposed to be an adventure, you know? The most incredible modern feature, in my opinion, of the modern age are plane tickets. And a geographical switch is a magnificent, wondrous, adventurous way of sparking incredible transformations. Seriously, truly. All right. And if you embark on these adventures with the would be invisible standard. We have invisible standards now, but let me propose to you a new invisible standard and why character, freedom, and appreciation are the only true powers, right? We're supposed to study in the mornings. We're supposed to do burpees in the mornings. We're supposed to do as many things right away to raise our vibration and see clearly for the largest part of the day. You do the hard stuff first. You just get it out of the way. Me, myself, I'll wake up between 2 and 4 a.m. to start getting it done. And I tell you what, the days I wake up at 2 a.m., oh, forget about it. The ball is rolling so fast by 7:30. You know, it's almost entertaining to watch. Yep, those were green parrots, the talking ones right there. So the opening premise here is the rarity of true freedom. The rarity of true freedom. I hope you don't have a small, jealous mind, right? People in this little club, people that would want to watch this video likely already don't have a small, jealous mind. But when you see the small, jealous minds of others fry when they're watching over your shoulder at this, well, freedom is hard to obtain. A truly free wanderer, adventurer, decider of his destiny that's completely uncontrolled. In fact, as soon as any kind of control thing comes around, he disappears. He has such a kung fu about it, it's almost impossible to put the hook or the handcuffs on this guy. A modern Houdini, if you will, who's probably, interestingly, been known as a Houdini for quite some time. Now, on my alternative agricultures, there's a maze. You come through the chickens first, and then there's various dogs. A lot of them we take in from the streets, right? And they love us. They truly appreciate us. Which is a power. So powerful animals everywhere. We live in a world where almost everyone is visible, traceable, reactive, and emotionally inexpensive. True freedom is rare, not because it's inaccessible, but because it demands character, restraint, and appreciation for life itself. This is really so true. And you can't be happy with yourself when you don't appreciate life to the fullest. You can't. You can't be happy with yourself when you're sitting there inside of a known psyop, getting off the couch to talk about known psyop stuff. Really, you know? Yes, there's a prince of deception out there. Let an angel tell you. Yes, he's doing a fantastic job. And a symptom of that is everybody who's been psyoped of him, not only do they know everything, you can't tell them anything, but if you operate in freedom, man, does the control freak come out of them? It's too much for their senses. This is absolutely low level vibration, and let me just tell you, all these people who are like this, they need to be cut. They need to be cut in order for you to rise. You will not rise. You will not rise until you learn to move free of these people. And that's, for me, simply taking myself out of the problem. And they're all, oh, you're running away. Sorry, dude. You're not going to rope me into your drama. I'm over here focusing on something way bigger. It's really insane how much you want to distract me by your ridiculousness at whatever level, silent to loud, that you've got going on. Because you can't do the right thing, because you can't raise your character, because you can't do all the things I'll be talking about in this video. So you're just stuck there to be considered as a dead weight turd to be completely avoided, and you will just be as toxic as Amber Turd, at a point. And then even more toxic than that, drifting, as Napoleon Hill says, down that line of progression, unfortunate line of progression. True freedom is rare, not because it's inaccessible, but because it demands character, restraint, and appreciation for life itself. You got to move with tact, right? Freedom is not movement. Freedom is not travel. Freedom is not anonymity. Freedom is self-governance paired with appreciation for existence, for others, for truth, for time. For existence, for others, for truth, and for time. A person who lives this way becomes difficult to locate, not because they hide, but because they do not leak themselves into chaos. It's very just strategic placement, as I said. But I will tell you, for me, it is also a movement. It is also a travel. And it is also anonymity. The only reason I'm on the internet is because one child got abused by their own mother. And I'm trying to let them know that there's another way and who I really am. And that takes a certain amount of substance across a certain amount of channels regarding a certain amount of subject matter, so that it's not completely conflicted just by one unfortunate framework that had been laid completely by a deceptive person, right? Moving right along. Appreciation as a discipline, not a sentiment. Very, very important here. When I'm doing my burpees, going down, I love you. Going up, thank you. I love you, thank you. In my, what I would say is pretty high level meditation algorithm, and I'll do a whole video on the components of my high level meditation, right? But starting out, and I do this before the gym every time. I do this anytime I'm doing those constant, when I'm doing burpees, thank you, I love you, as I'm concentrating on my breathing. And with those are my only three concentrations, the breath, the thanks, the love, man, I'm really truly able to generate just a little, I remember when you see me on the burpees and you see a little 125 pounder flying around, okay, I'm a 200 pounder. So that's why, when I see a friend's work, okay, as a discipline, appreciation is not politeness, it's not flattery, it's not transactional validation. That's what a lot of people, they just give to get in return, right? You need to train yourself to give, especially thanks, unattached to the outcome. The outcome no longer matters about us. We do the right thing to do the right thing. We tell the truth to tell the truth. That's what we're going to do, irregardless, even of the consequences that there are for us, if you're truly valiant. Check the last video a little bit too, because it goes more into that. Appreciation is a daily investment in coherence. You understand me? Life is a gratitude test. You better be thankful for this 10 fingers and 10 toes. And that means up early, saying thanks, showing thanks by using this beautiful body, or keeping this beautiful body ready to pull the kid out of the river. Okay? Get to the top of the mountain, make that beautiful discovery, write that beautiful story, have that incredible quality life, and quality of life to those other around you, not just in human form, but also just out here in nature, natural form. So when I see a friend's work, I acknowledge it. Not for visibility, not for reciprocity, because honor strengthens reality. A civilization collapses not from lack of talent, but lack of appreciation. People smiling publicly, resenting privately, withholding support while consuming attention. That behavior fractures trust at the atomic level. A person who cannot appreciate others cannot be trusted with freedom. People who actually know me a little bit, they will tell you that because of my extended time in nature, I became coherent and aligned at an atomic level. Now I see the necessities of our character and conduct at an atomic level. And it's really, really, really truly important at that level if you're a real boy, right? I can't, so just to talk about this for a minute, I can't go by my friends' social media now that I'm on here without liking it and putting a supportive comment. But tons of people are following me, watching me, and this is with everybody, right? And tons of people out there, they'll build like 50,000 followers, but only follow like 300. You see that, right? It's because we're being pushed into a narcissistic, backstabbing, liar mask, but something else going on in the background. You're being put a deceptive, fucked up, superficial, narcissistic popularity contest in every way. You know what I mean? And people are so small, jealous-minded as fuck, it's ridiculous. How do I have so many people, when I'm cognated the way that I am, that watch my shit and don't say nothing? Small, jealous-minded little fucks, you continue to follow me. You continue to be my friend, watch and not support me, just waiting for me to go down. Well, fucking weirdo. I will never feel that way about another person ever. I just want to delete them from my life if they're a piece of shit. But I'm not going to sit there and change my atomic structure and magnetism to some fucking dubious, devilish, evil, scheming, little fucking rotten, small, jealous mind frying in the pan. How the fuck could I, I am the chef at Frying Small Jealous Minds Incorporated, Heaven's Kitchen, straight up. And so I make these videos for a person who can't even hear them. And I just keep going because I'm not attached to the outcome. I do the right thing anyways. I did it. Their choice is their choice. I'm not going to control them. Trust me, anyone running with me, they'll likely if they're running with me, they'll take I don't even meet people anymore. If you're running with me, we'll take a bullet for each other almost, right? Or not almost. But anyway, you know what I mean? I'm ruthless when it comes to this selection of human presence thing. You know what I mean? Because you are who you hang out with, man. That's a true statement, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. The saddest thing is when your families are bums, when your mother's a bum, when you have to fucking realize I have to lose my mother or I'm gonna be a fucking Jerry Springer piece of shit too. I gotta get so far away from her and hate her because she deserves it. Anyway, character, class versus social performance. Most people perform morality. Very few embody it. But God knows. The system knows. The matrix knows. Whatever you want to call this. And we'll get into this theory of everything. And Chris Langan. And how many theories of everything that this applies to that are out there. Is pretty much all of them. right? There's an intrinsic importance in the free will zone that seems to direct the experience that is had by the soul itself. And I'm talking physics here. There is a difference between being liked, being respected, and being aligned. Being aligned now, almost you have to get, who gives a fuck. No one's gonna respect no one in this disrespectful, full of shit world where respect truly is everything out here. There's people live in this societal bubble of fucking sick as fuck, you know, and social media, all over social media, you know, people are like they don't wanna, oh, you only got 900 followers, man. Some of the most diamond people have no followers, none. They're way out in the jungle. They don't give a fuck about this shit. I shouldn't either. I wouldn't either. I already told you why I'm here. And being respected, being liked by these cocksuckers, like I said, fucking dude, that's gonna deter you from being alive. I don't give a shit. Obviously, I don't give a shit what anyone has to say. I'm gonna say what I have to say. I'm going to align myself every day. I'm going to sharpen my blade. I'm just not with the political correctness. Honestly, everybody crosses their I's and dots their T's and fucks so and does some serious fuckery while they bitch about my language and my lack of linguistic oratory skills, you know, elegance, oratory elegance or whatever, where honestly, we just need to be real with each other already. You know, we need to just be very real, very brutal, very brutally honest with each other in private, you know, in a fashion. You ain't even gonna get in private with me. Video's the only thing you're ever gonna see of me. You will never see me. This stuff aside, the character, the class, all of that, most definitely you will never catch up to me. I'm always out in the middle of the jungle in different places all over the time. The only way you're ever gonna come in physical contact with me is if I give you the access. If I tell you where I'm gonna be, when I'm gonna be, and or if I come and meet you somewhere and I take you to show you one of these incredible places that you'll never find on your own anyway. You know? So I know that. I know that the best of the best, if they do catch up to me, and it's not a wanted catch up, that I'm ready for that too. You know, and we all need to be that. I want everyone who's in the Brandon Angel Fitness Tribe, number one, to have the character that I'm talking about, to really truly align yourself, to get up, to really go out in nature and look to the Great Spirit and dedicate yourself and call out. And you might get a response. I tell this to people all the time. You might really truly get a response. And I did, I'll tell you right about it. I did. And that's why there's really no choice for me. I'm going to go back on that experience that I really truly had. It's rare that not a lot of people have. You could have it through just what I'm telling you right now. You got to go by yourself. You got to carry enough. You got to put some work in too. You know what I mean? Don't go back there drunk and full of fucking donuts and shit. You arrive whole or you don't arrive at all. You do not undermine others to rise. You're not a fucking crab in the barrel product of the devil. Everybody definitely who even gets near me or one of the first things I'm telling them on a Zoom call, you need to read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill or watch it or hear it on the audiobook or whatever. You need to suck that down. I'm not even fucking around, you know? That's a mandatory. And it's a simple book, but it's a mandatory. Character class means you do not undermine others to rise. You do not weaponize intimacy. You do not weaponize intimacy. There is heavily manipulative, narcissistic maneuvering out there from parent to president. This shit goes on from partner, spouse, sister. If you're conducting these kinds of witchcrafts, I feel for your soul. Because I know the truth of it all. Like I said, I've had some pretty rare experiences, and shit's clear for me. You do not smile while secretly competing. If that's happening to you, cut that shit out right now and fucking burn it and piss on it and spit on it and shit on it and wipe your ass with it and throw it over there. I swear, that shit will fucking kill you from the inside. And I know so many of you are doing it. You do not, trust me, I'm not. If somebody's winning, I'm like, fuck yeah, finally, thank you, Lord, right? Holy shit. This is why I move lightly, change locations, and stay internally anchored. Not from fear, but from clarity. Because most people, they enter the room looking for something to extract, looking for something for them. When we enter the room, we identify exits, we identify weapons. We start grading the character of the individual through genuine testing and inquisition into their soul. Because that's what's most important in the situation before any extraction goes on. I don't want to fucking extract from certain situations. And I want to build a real genuine connection with a real genuine because then the extraction's not even an extraction, it's a fluid gift, and it's way more valuable and rich than anything else would have ever been. This is how you do it. This is how you care enough, take your time, do the right shit, and make genuine connections that everyone else is envious of. Unfortunately. Because once you're at this winning level that I'm talking about, you're a true winner that only wants to see everyone win. You're no longer wanting to see anyone else lose, even people who have abused your child for over a decade. Once you become so good, you're even just disappointed in them. Like, you could tell the truth at any moment and start your own rebuilding process, but you fucking dirty, low, you know what I mean? You're never going to get there. You're going to go all the way to your deathbed, which is sad. You know what I mean? Which is sad, and it's for no good, and it's just stupid, and it's just disappointing, and all you can really do is, you know. Invisibility as a moral skill. Invisibility is not hiding. Invisibility is selectivity. It's selectivity with style. Listen, if you're too gossiping all day long and I gotta piss real quick, you might as well figure I'm gonna maybe not come back. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, invisibility is selectivity. It is the ability to act without announcement. I have no problem entertaining a discussion or a group or because I know that at the end of the day, as soon as I want to disappear from y'all's lives, I just stop contacting. I just stop responding. I stop answering the call. You don't know where I am because I set things up strategically, because I care enough, because I study enough, because I realize that all the shit that I'm saying in this video is so super hyper true. It is the ability to act without announcement, grow without broadcasting, help without credit, leave without explanation. The world is loud because it is insecure. Again, I'm only on here for the realest reason in the world, or I wouldn't be on here either. Everybody that I know and respect, they've got an idea that they're going to keep pulling the strings from the shadows and stay off the radar, because that's smarter, and it is. And it truly, truly is. So when you see these machine gun fire of videos, that shit might not last forever. Timing is everything in the fight of life. This is what I'm doing now. It may not be what I'm doing forever. People are tugging on my shirt to get the word out about ecological changes that can swiftly, incredibly be made in the modern age, right? So I'm trying to do my best at that. And people need me to set the right example of exactly who I am, because a fucking douchebag framed a little kid whose dad was once her hero with thousands and thousands of lies. So here's the real guy. Here's what's truly important to me. You know, and it should be truly, this is your destiny right here. This is the prerequisite baby boo-boo zone of your destiny adventure, but none of you are on it because you're stuck in one of these unfortunate cognitions from the psyop matrix band of turds that have gotten together and taken over government, whichever mouth sounds and dictionary scribbles you want to use to describe this, a selfish, insider trader, evil, rip off the fucking country, not serve the country band of bitches that we could slap around a lot of us guys that are out here fighting the right, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm telling you. You have to promote on merit. You have to promote on accomplishment and heroism and valiance. Valiance has to be the fucking pinnacle point of the A that we're all gravitating around. You know, it really truly does. We don't lie to each other. What the fuck is that? We don't do insider trading shit all super unethical and make hundreds of millions of dollars from some hundreds of thousands of dollars paycheck fucking political chair. Come on. This shit's bullshit, you know? And we don't sit by as snakes. Just keep doing this shit at the parental or the presidential level, right? Definitely at the parental level, you can do something there. There's actually a lever you can pull. The rest of the time, I'm telling people stop paying attention to the soap opera. That's all they fucking are, anyway. If you think they're anything more than that, I'm telling you, man, they are they are something more than that. They are soap operas that they use to actually kill thousands of people with, when we have permaculture studies that show many more billions can live on this planet if we do it spread out and sustainably. And then you actually know your community. So if child abuse is going on there, it can't just be invisibly in the cancer patch of the city where all toxic people that are worse than toxic substances come out of. We all know the chicks out on the farm are way better. Help without credit. And so, you know, we can leave without explanation. You're free. No. I'm here to help. If I'm not helping, then I'm supposed to be somewhere else, truly. And if I have the ability, the wisdom, and the courage to be able to look for that and find it, the most refined individuals in history were hard to find, not because they were running, but because they refused to live at the level of noise. Yeah, 1,000. You know, you get out to somewhere where you can really churn that clarity. And now, man, you're ahead of the game. These people are just chasing their tails around. They're just putting that square peg in that round all over and over and over again, telling themselves it's going in. Invisibility protects depth. Depth protects wisdom. Wisdom protects others. Why this makes the world work better. Imagine a world where people supported each other without envy. Strength was quiet. Truth was spoken without cruelty. Power was paired with restraint. Movement was intentional. Power was paired with ethics. You know, identity was not outsourced to applause. Conflict would collapse. Manipulation would starve. Institutions would heal. You know, because systems only rot when character is optional. That was very well put. Applause. So, I'm going to read that again, because systems only rot when character is optional. Now, for this to happen worldwide is a fantasy. It's a fantasy. But for this to happen for a small circle of a spear tipping and then a couple rings around that of you know, beautiful wonderment of individuals, right? Now, that would be something. Oh, and look, we can just step out of the cancer patch and we can come out here to nature, especially Latin America, especially now because, man, it's so cheap. You wouldn't believe how little you got to liquidate up there to get huge up here. Serious. And then you get some people that I know on top of things, and it's progressive and maintained and going in the right direction and getting new species and becoming more wondrous each time you come down and visit, because anyone living 12 months in the city needs to take a month and go live in nature and eat the nutritional diversity diet I'll put links below, which underscore more peptide production that you could inject now. And what are we gonna do? Just start injecting everything? What if Canada's like, or what if China's just like, you know what? All the guys we gotta worry about are injecting peptides, and guess who manufactures the peptides? We do. So guess what now? We're gonna put the nanobot blood fuck over in the. Now we got all your tough guys. We got all your tough guys. What are you gonna do? You know, oh, you don't, but you don't got Brandon's little gang of tough guys, whatever they're called, the epic spear tip. The international assassin squad. That was the first rogue Zoom burpee murder group. All right. God does not want spectacle. God does not want followers. God does not want noise. God wants integrity when unseen. You're going to get that. In this life, true colors are coming out, aren't they? They are. You know, we've got the perfect test of free will. Some of these souls burn themselves in hell so that we have this dynamic, intelligent, deceptive, dramatic fuckover of a human being that nature just doesn't provide for us to overcome. You know what I mean? And having the story data, right? The Mansuro water picture times fucking 50 that instantly communicates who you are, everything you've done, the resources you had, the challenges level, the difficulty level. Because man, there's little kids starving with fucking insect infundations, making home on their face and shit in certain places. So we think we got it hard. Back to the gratitude, right? Come on, man. We don't got it hard. You know, lots of angels above have had our back. I, for one, would not be here without divine intervention. You know, I really wouldn't. Ben. Blue. Fucker. Ben. He got loose. He's the cutest little thing in the world, though. So we'll just, okay. See. Okay. All right. God wants strength without domination. Truth without ego. Sometimes my ego can flare up in the truth if the liars are big enough. Boom! Hold on. Blue! Get your fucking asshole. Blue! Get over here right now! Blue! Motherfucking Blue. Aquí no sale de nuevo. Maldito. Ven. Ven. Oh, mira, se rompe la... Oh, no. Look at this beautiful guy. Look at this beautiful guy. Look at this beautiful guy. Look at this beauty. Look at this beautiful guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's the best. Life on the farm, it's always a fun time. All right, listen, so truth without ego, protection of others without recognition. The highest spiritual failure is not sin. It is refusal to mature. Wow. The highest spiritual failure is not sin. It is the refusal to mature. That's heavy, man. That's very heavy. To have the capacity for clarity. She's so pretty, right? Okay. To have the capacity for clarity, strength, and honor, and choose convenience instead, is a rejection of responsibility. To have the capacity for clarity, strength, and honor, and choose convenience instead, is a rejection of responsibility. And responsibility is the price of freedom. Boom. it's true statement, man. You know, if I don't get up early and I don't work my butt to at least have my stuff planted, my garden planted up, my farm planted up, you know, my animals fed, all that kind of thing. I'll show you some of the animals here at the end, right? At this particular spot. This is not judgment. Understand. Seeing clarity and choosing comfort. Failure is knowing better and choosing lower. Seeing clarity and choosing comfort. Seeing clarity and choosing comfort. Some of you. Seeing clarity and choosing comfort. Understanding honor and choosing appearance. Wow. Understanding honor and choosing appearance. This is not judgment. It is consequence. A person who never reaches this level lives a smaller life. Not because they were denied opportunity, but because they declined refinement. So when you see what's been given to me, I'm clear. Dude, people that the life comes through them to me are sometimes not clear exactly what's going on. I'm clear exactly what's going on. I get respect from above because I come to these points so sincerely, so much more than most. Because I went and I lived in nature by myself, and I just synced with nature, man. And it just so happens. And I came back and I was sick with humanity. I was like, how the fuck am I going to integrate with this shit after this shit? I want to go back with this person, that person, and the jungle. You know what I mean? And myself and my place of peace and clarity and refinement. All the things I'm talking about. But no. For this one person, I did the right thing. I did the valiant thing. I came back to the plate. I started swinging. I would say, if you pay attention to my live on Brandon Angel Fitness at Instagram, I got quite the adventure. I live quite the life. There's no supercars in there because I'm not at that level, and I'm not a fucking liar, and I don't give a shit to put what it's not. I'm not never gonna do that because living a bigger life ain't doing that. That's not what you feel when you're living the bigger life. You know, a person who never reaches this level lives a smaller life, not because they were denied opportunity, because they declined refinement. Refinement, my friends. Doing that blade sharpening every fucking day, then it starts to add up. You know what I mean? For hours every day. Then I wish somebody, if it was one of the things I wish I could go back and shake my younger self. You don't get how hard it is. You don't get what kind of daily stamina you got to build. You don't get what kind of tightrope you're walking. You just take one step off that motherfucker and it's all over. In 50 different ways. Look at everybody who's burned up next to you now. Now, and this is me to me. Look at everybody who's burned up next to you. You know, and look at how far below that character class they had. Unfortunately. But they all fucking talked that their character class was fucking as high as yours the whole time, didn't they? Didn't they? That's funny. None of these fucking liars are going to come tell you that they're a fucking lying piece of shit. You can trust them as far as you could throw this farm. They're not going to tell you that. Why not achieving... Okay, all right. So for me, I move with appreciation, and you can make this your daily affirmation or whatever. But I move with appreciation. I sharpen my inner blade daily. I support what is good. I do not compete with my friends. I do not explain my whereabouts. I do not lower myself to match dysfunction. I smile. I wish others well, and I keep walking. Because the world does not need louder voices, it needs clearer ones. All right, now, and so I'm just going to end. I have explained my whereabouts. People were saying I was hiding from all this liar shit that I was hiding or whatever. So I started pasting in live time, and I did it for about 5 years. 6 years, I pasted in live time exactly where I was, right? And this went on. Those are raw wandu right there. Mango, avocado, stray dog that we saved. There's some chickens back there, but they're hiding from all. There you go. They're staying in the shade a little bit with that morning sun coming. Nice stuff. So listen, what I'm telling you is so what I'm telling you all right. So I've been posting in line time where I am. Sniper points when I'm in buildings, all of it. Just because these people actually talked about having me sniped as well, right? Right on Facebook with all kinds of other Jerry Springer fucking nonsense. These child abusing pieces of shit did, right? Well, anyways, at this parental alienation, child abuse shit, man, it's up the street, it's down the street. What do? We don't have one single advocate, just in case you want to jump in a fight. But hey, so now I'm not, as of today, as of this year moving forward, my New Year's resolution is I don't care about this kid no more. I don't care. I can't, right? So it's my New Year's resolution to not care about my once daughter princess who couldn't stop saying my daddy this and my daddy that and jumping all over me and wrapping up her wrist when my wrist was wrapped and all that, right? Anyway, last time I saw her, I was her hero. But now she's been weaponized to threaten my life and all this other shit. So 2026, no more. I don't have kids anymore. If anyone asks me, I don't have kids. I lost the last one. Now I sponsor some other ones, and I do quite a good job. They'll tell you they can't stop climbing all over me, and it's just like a. But anyway, yeah. So 2026, I don't care about that. I'm no longer posting wherever I am. Just simply because I don't need to be accessible to everyone, and neither do you. And I want you to learn how to navigate like a Jedi too, travel, get around, build yourself a James Bondette or James Bond lifestyle for yourself, because it can be done now. And really, it's the best way, and it is also a great format to deliver more goodness if you're holding yourself to that really true good line. And we need you. We need you. We drastically need you. I mean, we don't need a little bit of you. We need many of you. You know, and if I had something to do, I will always be here for any of you that I helped convert. I didn't help convert, you know, that anyone that wants to connect on here, listen, we got a morning thing too. We'll get you in the group. We'll do burpees. We'll take care of each other. We'll look out for each other, you know, real hard, because the group already lost 2, and they're great guys, you know, and we lost 2 this last year, Patrick and Aaron. God rest your souls. You guys are working on the other side for us, right? Like, we're still tight, right? I love you guys. You guys still love us. I know, right? You know what I mean? This is a dynamic world. Stop thinking because you have a word for it that you know what that is, because you don't. It goes way beyond whatever name or title or definitely clinical description you can give it. Okay, mouth sound, dictionary scribble. But one thing I do want to communicate real quick before we go is how much I love you, how much I love you, how much I thank you, how much I appreciate this wonderful world, and how much I just want to do good at every turn of the road and not be baited by the worst of evils to do anything evil. The dark side cannot recruit me. I am galvanized in Jedi. I am here to serve. Help me serve more. Help me hold the line. Or don't empower me if I ever fall, because that would be the wrong thing for, right? I already know you won't. And I love you, so I'm going to hold the line. And I'm thankful for all of this. Thank you so much. In the name of Jesus Christ, I say these thanks. Amen. Let's all keep it straight. Hold the line. Be good, be valiant even, right? Who will serve nature? Let's go.